Okay, this video is going to go over a purchased ACC carpet for the truck. It doesn't have any holes cut in it. You got to cut them where you got to go. Gives you this pad here, which is like the original insulation that they give you. But I also, when I purchased this, you can have them. I'm not sure what kind of rubber it is, but it's a thermal insulation rubber that they glue to the bottom of the carpet. And I went up for that. I wanted a little extra thermal protection, so I did it that way. They do give you this piece. I upgraded and added this. This carpet from ACC is proudly made in the USA. So it is a USA made product. And what I'm going to do is, I had it laying out in the sun. It's starting to cool off already. But, Texas wintertime, we're at, it's going to be 70 degrees today. Just a couple of days ago, it was 50 degrees. So, the weather here can change pretty quickly. I just want to see the fit of how this thing fits in here. I'm going to have to cut some holes in it. This is the first time I've laid this out, so any surprises, we're both going to catch them at the same time. Alright, so what I found out, been sitting out in the heat for a while. Fairly good fit. It is molded. I'm going to make some pieces to hold it down over here. They say to glue it down. I'm not ready to glue it down yet. But right now it looks like it's got a pretty good fit. I got to cut a hole for the steering wheel. I have to cut a hole for my connector that goes through. There's two of them. And I got to cut a hole for the brake pedal. Everything else is good. Doesn't need a hole. I mean, once it settles in, it's been in a box when they shipped it, and probably gonna take a day or so for it was folded in a box. Sorry, I'm looking down at the ground. It was folded in the box, so it's gonna take a day for that to probably come back out. I had it sitting out in the sun for a while, which helped it get soft, the rubber. I had the rubber side up. Fits pretty good. There's some braces back here. Would have been nice. I'll probably have to cut the carpet, so I can get behind the braces and lay a little better in the back. But like they say, this is not cut. There's no holes cut in it. This one is for the high tunnel. I got a 6L80E transmission, which sits a lot higher than a 300 or any of the other, 350 or any of the other trannies. So this 6L80 sits higher. All I had to do to stuff that thing in the truck was go to the high tunnel cover. And so I did that, and it fits. I was pretty lucky. Didn't have to cut the dash up and stuff. Alright, I know I'm getting off from this video, but made in the USA, pretty decent product. It looks real nice. I didn't get the upgraded version of it. I got the old school type of pattern in it, so not bad. So I'm going to spend some time. I'm going to cut a hole, do that. I might take some videos and add it all together. I did a video on, if you haven't seen it yet, I did a video on the sound deadening that I did That came out really good. Put a thermal barrier up in here. There's a thermal barrier on this carpet, so I didn't lay another thermal barrier on the floor because this guy has it. I got plenty of the thermal barrier left over. I'm thinking of maybe doing this back wall, but there's going to be the bed back there, so I don't think it's really going to heat up. I'm still toying with the idea. So I'm going to get into cutting. Some of the things they tell you is just push it up. So the first cut I'll do will be for the brake pedal, because that's the first one I'm going to come into. You push it up, you get it close, you put a slice in it. You don't have to make a big slice, just enough to get it into place, right? When I cut the hole, I'll probably just do a slice within the same angle as the pedal. And then if I need to, I'll cut more out later. When I get up to here, I'll roll it up to here because I'll already have this piece done. I'll mark where it goes. I'll mark the edges of how far it's going to go on here with my marker. And then I'll take it back off and I'll cut a hole. I will need to take my steering column back out because I don't want to put a slice all the way up the top. I'm going to try to do it to where I'm going to put the hole where it needs to be and be done with it. So it'll take me, I'll pull this back out and then slide it through the hole. The other two where I got my connectors where they're going to be, I'll slice holes in there also for those and be done with it. So that's going to be my project for today. I'll try to take a couple of videos as I'm going. It's kind of hard. I do it with my phone. I got a little tripod. I got that on this time. And a lot of times I'm just holding the phone, so you got one hand trying to do stuff. But we're getting there. Wanted to get the carpet in because I don't want to mess with the foil. And this way when I'm in here working, it's all for me. I'm old. I want to lay in the carpet. It's softer, you know, and I have to be careful. But I'm at a point where I shouldn't be doing anything in here that's going to hurt the carpet. I'm not going to be painting. I'm not going to be using any type of glues for now. So I think I'm pretty good. I have a piece of carpet that I purchased from them. Let me grab it real quick. So this carpet here goes in the back, and they give you some Velcro. Whoops, it's sticking. Gotta be careful. Gives you some Velcro on it that has a sticky back. Stick it on here, and it's gives you the ability of standing this up, and it's going to go back here like this. Try to get it in place. I don't know if you can see it, but it's going to go back here, so it's going to cover that spot that you can't see, so that's not going to be a problem, and the carpet will come all the way up. I need to stick this out in the sun for a little bit and let it get soft so it takes the wrinkles out from the shipping. I'll do that in a minute. And it does have a rubber backing, but it's not as thick. This is what the, oh man, the piece keeps grabbing stuff. This is what it looks like without the upgraded padding. And the upgraded padding is a lot thicker, and it's kind of a great product. So I'm going to make my first cut. It's for the brake pedal. And it is right here. I'm going to, first off, I'm going to mark it where it's got to be. Be at least. Okay. Gonna make my first cut, making sure that everything is where it needs to be. The carpet corners are right, both sides, and the orientation of the carpet is right, you know, between the back, the front, and everything else. So I'm gonna make this first cut and then try to stick that pedal through it. Make sure I go through all the product. Now hopefully I did this right. Come on. Big enough. Okay. And I'm making the cut tight, the first cut, because I'm going to adjust it later. And you don't want to make the cut final in the beginning, especially if you have to make it a little wider. Make it as small as you can in the beginning and go from there. I want to make sure I have the pieces up where they gotta go. So when I cut the next pieces, it's all sitting right. Definitely don't want it to be pulled to one side or the other. Okay. Next piece I'm going to do, which once I do this piece, I got to take it back out and make the circle cut and put it back in. But I'm going to make my lines so I know approximately where it's got to go. And I want to get the very spot where I think it's going to start. So what I'm doing is pulling it back to make the mark, pushing it forwards so I know where it's at, pulling it back, going like this. So I'm real close to where it's got to be. And that'd be the starting point. I think this right here is the middle. And so what I've done is I got the starting point. I marked where I thought was the middle. I marked the edges. I'm gonna now have to pull it apart and make that circle. I have the starting point of the circle. Now I got to make the full circle. And this is approximately a 2-inch circle. So I'll get something that's 2 inches. I'll do a circle there. I'll cut it. I'll pull the steering wheel back out because I got to do the next piece. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video, pull the steering wheel back out. 2 bolts here I got to loosen, pull this guy out. I got to put a piece of tape here so I know where I put it back to, and go from there. I'm going to pause the video for a little bit. Alright, so you can see I took the steering wheel out. Cool thing was I was able to go behind the firewall and mark where the circle was, so it actually gave me a better location. I just pushed it forwards, drew on it, and now I got my cut. So I'm going to cut it and take that piece out. And then what I'll do is I'll move it up and do these other 2 pieces. I still got to do the heater hoses on that side, but for now I'm going to cut this. I'm just following the mark I made, going on the outside instead of the inside, because I'm assuming that, you know, the hole is drawn a little bit smaller than what I needed. Just use an X-Acto knife. You can use a, any type of sharp object, a razor blade. Just be real careful. Don't cut yourself. Go slow. All right, pair of scissors. I cut through the rubber. Say it again. I cut through the rubber. Now I got to cut all the carpet fibers. So it seems to be a little easier. I think the steering wheel's getting a little anxious. That hole looks good. I guess I can do a test fit. It's going to be tight. I might have to cut a little more. But yeah, a little tight. All right, a little more cutting. Probably be easier if I took it out from sitting on that pedal. I think I can work it. Using a razor blade to cut through the rubber. I'm using the scissors to cut through the carpet fibers. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it's working for me. I can feel the hole and see where I got to take away. Might take 2 or 3 test fits to make sure you get it through. I'm trying to not leave a big hole. There we go. So that would be it. Okay. Now, to the next one. Got 2 more to go, and then I got to do the heater hoses. So, 2 down, 2 to go. One is right here. And I would say there, that being there, to there, and then let's get the top. Oops. Right there. Okay, one thing I just realized, you learn as you go when you use a product for the first time. I think I can just rub an indentation. Yeah. And it shows me right there. So what I did was this rubber, actually if you make a mark on it, it leaves like a white pattern. And I can actually get both patterns on there. And this one I'll have to wait because it's going to be different when I put it back. But it's close. Gave me both patterns. I'm not going to cut the second one out first. I'm going to do it one at a time. Now I do have a punch that I think I can just use and punch that hole with. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to pause again. I'll come back. You know what? I decided that's going to be too much work. I'm just going to cut around this and lay it down. Now you want to make sure you don't have this laying down. Don't puncture it through your finger. Don't cut the carpet underneath. So. Now I'm giving it some extra because there's a connector that screws into that. I want to make sure I have a little extra room for that connector. I'm going about 1/8 of an inch wider than the mark I made.
Motion detected at the back porch.
The wife's on the way. Yeah, you want to make sure you're pretty close because you don't want to mess up your carpet after you spent all this money on it. Cut through the rubber, cut through the fibers. Don't pull because you'll pull them all out. Just cut. I get it. Yeah. Might have to cut a little more out, but for now that's good. Now I'm going to do this piece. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and cut the second piece out, because once the other piece laid down, it moved it about a 1/4 inch. That's why you do one hole at a time. Work it in, get you your tightest tolerances. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. You're working with a razor blade. You don't want to cut yourself. All right, through the rubber, through the carpet fibers. Okay. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, close the door. All right, so all my holes on this side is done, except for right here where I got to put my bright switch for the brights, and I'll have to do that later. But so far so good. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna put this guy back in. And I did mark where to stop when I put it back in. There we go. Well, the cool thing is the carpet's kind of helping keeping it in place. Without the carpet, it used to slide down real easy. Well, it ain't gonna work if I don't grab the right tool. Alright. Last but not least, I have 2 hot water heater holes I got to cut in. That's going to be about it. So, let's check. I'll have to open that a little bit because it is grabbing on the carpet. The rest look pretty good. I knew on this guy I was gonna do a little more cutting on it, and I can just get that from here. You could spray this all down. The way you'd normally spray it down is you pull one side up, spray, lay it down, and then do the other. Do not spray the whole thing at one time. Like if you're going to glue this down, peel this back, spray, put it down. peel it back, spray, put it down. I don't think I'm going to use any glue because I still got to run wires in here, and even after I'm done, I'm going to make a piece. My idea is I'm going to make a piece here that is going to hold this down, that will screw into the floor of the truck. The carpet might just stay down and be good. I mean, I don't have to glue it down. They say you could. But that's it. ACC carpet, made in the USA. It fits. Yeah, you get a little fuzz. I mean, that's brand new. You get that from any type of cloth material. You're going to get fuzz coming off. I mean, you could tell those other carpets. I got pieces a little red, blue. You know, you get all the little fuzz from the factory. And I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, 2-3 pieces. It's not bad. I like the carpet. I got the low end, stock looking carpet. I didn't get the high end. I also got the mats to go with it, and the floor mats. I got that. Critical. I went with black. I used to build. I built a couple of cars, and I went with the light carpet. And you got to worry about it getting dirty. I mean, it looks great. The cream carpets look great. Blue. This thing had blue carpet in it. Problem is, I'm going to drive this thing, and I don't want to have to worry about my feet being clean. Every time I step in here, I got to brush my shoes off. So this is going to be a driver. Unless somebody makes me an offer I can't refuse. But everything's for sale. But it's going to be my driver. I'm making it to drive. I'm not making it for showroom condition. The paint, I'm using single stage. You're not supposed to even buff it out. You know, it's supposed to have the orange peel in it and everything else. But it is going to be able to cruise cross country real easy. It's got an LS3 in it. It's got a 6L80, so it's a good truck engine, 6-speed. With my tires and everything, it should be pretty close to the original vehicle that it was made for. And that thing gets 30 miles to the gallon on the highway. If I get 25 on the highway, I'll be happy. I'll be dancing in the street. So, ACC carpet. I know I babbled a little bit, but I like it. Works for me. I'm not going to complain. I'm not sending it back. Have a great day. Bye. Snag some pieces.